Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Unity, another special bonus one. We're doing some weekend VOGJam work. We're going to be doing at least 2 episodes tonight. I've already put a link in the description to the next one that's going to be playing at 8:30. The reason we're breaking it up like this is because YouTube has a lot of trouble editing files that are bigger than two hours, so we're just giving ourselves 30-minute breaks in between. So we're going to do at least 2. And we're going to be doing some more broadcasting tomorrow because we need to finish up our game, and I'd like to show every minute of it if we can on the show. So far we've been successful in that endeavor, and I did not switch to the screen. Would have been so smooth. Alright, so what are we doing? So we have power-ups. We have a cool power-up that works differently depending on which angle you touch it. So if you touch it from the front, you get health. If you touch it from the side, you see and get ammo. Well, I mean, you don't see it yet, but you'll see it soon. And then we've got these enemies here. We've got shoot effects. We've got levels. And then we've got the actual core gameplay, which is to find broken parts of the level and mark them, and so that we can actually test this game. Now, right now, the only type of bug that we have is collision bugs. That's all we've got right now. What I want to do is I want to build out today basically the full game loop from, we might not do the title screen, but basically from level to level, we want to show a score screen that shows what you got. We're going to just have one line in it right now, which is going to have what you got out of your score for finding invisible walls. We're going to have additional bug types that we're going to add later, but I want to just pretend that this is the completed vertical slice of the game once we're done tonight, and then we can work on adding whatever features we want because we're already effectively done and we can finish at any time. I like having that type of advantage, but then we're going to try and put as much content and cool stuff in the game as we can after the fact. So, what are we doing? So let's work on that score screen. So, we've already got a canvas here. This has our ammo, health, and image stuff. Should I set up a separate canvas, or should I put it underneath this one? I should put it underneath this one because it's going to be screen space anyway. So, we're going to create a UI panel, I think is what we want. This panel represents something that we're going to put information on. We could have put a panel above the ammo and health and image stuff, and we might do that later as well, but this is going to be the parent object that organizes our score screen, and I'm going to just call it score panel. So panels automatically come with a background. You can turn them off very easily. They include an image here, and you can just turn that image off. If you have the image on, however, you can also use I'm treating this like a show, aren't I? You can also use the, what is it called? UI mask, and mask to the image, the background. And if you turn off show mask graphic, you can use a transparent object to mask the interface elements. We're not going to be doing that though. I just wanted to point that out. We might do it later. I don't know. Right now, we're just basically going to put some text in here. So we're going to need a UI text, and we're going to put it under the score panel. And actually, I'm going to duplicate one of the other texts that we already have, just because we already set some font stuff and well, not a whole lot, but I mean enough. We got some size stuff in there, so we're going to remove this component. I'm going to go ahead and make this white text, and we're going to say so we've got 3 things. We've got so the way I'm going to organize this is we're going to have sections for the different types of bugs, and we're going to have like 4 classes of bugs or something in this game, probably by the end of it, if we're lucky. And so each one you're going to have a score out of how many you actually found. So like if there's 6 missing collision things, there'll be a score out of 6. But additionally, we score badly for ones that we miss, and I'm just going to lump some of those together because if you tag something that's not a bug, that's just a negative point, and we don't care what you tagged because it wasn't a bug in the first place. So that's how I'm going to start organizing this screen. I'm going to go ahead and center this. We're going to call this I'm just gonna kind of create this header here. So we're just gonna call this. Actually, I guess it doesn't have to have a header because it's just out of 10. So we'll just say bad collision, and then we will just put a fractional at the end here. How many? Actually, I'm going to call them collision bugs because collision bugs. Collision bugs found. And we're going to go ahead and center this. We're going to mark. I'm going to go ahead and center screen this type of stuff because it's going to go over at the end. So we go center. We switch it to 0 here. That'll center it in 0. So now it's direct center, which will be okay for right now.
Width needs to be bigger.
Yes. Also, our anchor needs to change back to. Wait. 0. Wait, no. The pivot, 0.5 and 0.5. There we go. All right. So, why is the? Yeah, that'll be fine. So, what did you say? Sorry.
The width needs to be bigger. The text doesn't all fit.
Oh, good point. Good point. Thank you. Do something like that. Make it 500. And cool. So we've got that, and we have kind of stubs for our scoring already, so we can just start hooking this in. Where is that? We put that under the collision bug itself. So if marked, okay. So here's where we get the score. We are doing this on destroy right now, but we want to actually do this just before the end of the level. So
it'll tie into when you hit that cube.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. And the cube won't directly load the next level anymore. So that makes a lot of sense.
Pause and bring up that.
Yes. So. What do we call this? Load level on trigger enter. So we aren't going to be using that anymore. We're instead going to be creating a C# script called display score screen
on trigger enter.
On trigger enter. Why not? Let's be consistent and very specific. I've seen some really long function names before.
From Norm.
From Norm mostly, yeah. Actually, I love you, Norm. By the way, yeah, yeah. His are incredibly descriptive. He is very, very precise in those. I also have seen some. Did I ever show you the Carmageddon
no.
list? Oh, it's like tell the flag waving dude to start waving his flag, which is probably the last thing he'll ever do. I think that's one of the functions. So definitely look up Carmageddon debug symbols if you want to have a laugh. So display score screen on enter. This is going to be kind of specialized, but I guess we'll have the score screen here, of course. So what will we call it? We'll call it a panel because it is one. Actually, we'll just do game object. Who cares? It'll figure out what it is. Game object score panel, and we're going to go to void on trigger enter. And what do we do? So on trigger enter score panel dot enabled set active true. And actually, you know what? Since this is so simple, I'm actually going to generify it. We're going to call this activate on trigger enter. So, and then we will change this to object to activate. Now we could use this for other things and not feel bad about using it for other things. So we got to change this on the name. It also made our name shorter, so that's a bonus. So we're going to now place this on our exit. We're going to go to the exit and we're going to remove the load level on trigger enter. We're going to give it the score panel to activate. I'm thinking about something here. So, yeah, that'll be fine. We'll do that for now. The only thing I'm worried about here is we can't really apply this to the prefab because it's not part of the same hierarchy as our canvas stuff. So this is this link can only exist inside the level. It can't exist as a prefab. That's fine. We'll just keep that in mind. We could change the behavior if that ends up causing us trouble later. But I think with the amount of levels we're going to be doing, it's not really going to be a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply anyway to the prefab, so at least we got rid of the level loading. And you can see here that this is still bolded, and that's because this can't be saved. It just can't be serialized that way to the prefab, at least. So, what are we doing? Let's see if that actually works. So we're going to take the score panel. I'm going to hide the score panel. We're just going to deactivate it. We're going to hit play, and hopefully when we hit the exit now, there we go, collision bugs found. Excellent. So, so that's the first thing. Maybe I should do a display score panel type thing, just because there might be other things we need to do too. Or we could just add that. It'll be fine. This is going to work.
We might want a pause game on trigger enter or something.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the score panel itself, so when it comes up, it pauses the game. And let's go ahead.
Pause game on activator.
Yeah, exactly. Pause game on activate.
Do you use 0.0f or mathf.epsilon when you
I
pause?
use mathf.epsilon because I am not a pauper. I live in the future where you can actually. Actually that's not true. I usually use float.epsilon because I don't understand why they bothered to macro that. But
there's a float.epsilon.
There's a float.epsilon. Isn't that great? It's C# magic. You could go float.epsilon and it gives you the smallest floating point number that you can have.
That'd be funny if they had
slight differences.
A bunch of other ones like float.negative epsilon, float.signed epsilon,
signed epsilon,
signed epsilon.
There's so much epsilon. No, trust me, they do not have that much epsilon stuff because epsilon bugs show up in Unity all the time. You've seen them, right? So
epsilon.
Let's see if we've got any epsilon bugs while we're already here. Oh, I don't actually see any.
No, there's got to be one.
I'm really shocked, actually. There usually is. What I'm talking about here is sometimes when you have a 0 somewhere, it becomes like this really large...
4.97874339.
Yeah, e to the negative 12. Yeah, and that's because there's actually an off by epsilon error in the code in Unity. It's a very small amount to be off by, but it does result in some interesting visual things sometimes. So, pause game on activate. What are we doing? All we're going to do is... I guess we'll just change the timescale. That's easy. So...
Let's use
let's make a pause script to handle the timescale stuff, just in case we want to change the pause behavior later. This is you might call this wrapping a concept, just because we probably won't change this later, but if we did, having to change it everywhere that has done like some sort of pause style thing would be bad. So I'm going to call this pause game manager, pause manager.
Timescale manager.
Timescale manager might be more on the nose, honestly. Let's do it. Timescale. So, what this thing is going to do is... it doesn't really matter what it's called, right? But I'm just going to have this thing do pausing. I don't want to call it Timescale Manager. I just feel like that's... I don't know. I feel like I'm inconsistent either direction. So I don't know how I feel about it. So pause manager, all we're going to do is we're just going to have a couple of useful functions. I'm just going to make them static. So public static void pause game, and public static void unpause game.
We're not even going to need it to be a mono behavior then, right?
Yeah, actually, we don't even technically need to have this be a mono behavior. This is going to be a nice little special case, because since all we're accessing is static scripts, and we're not doing any updates in this, we can just do this. So all pause game is going to do for right now is we're going to do time.timescale equals equals float.epsilon. You can also use mathf.epsilon if that makes you feel better. You could also probably use 0.0f, and probably nothing will break, but Unity does recommend that you don't. So float.epsilon, and then in unpause game it will be just time.timescale equals 1.0f. Whatever.
We'll get a
speed.
bug write-up saying that someone left the game running for 10 years and
it actually
the time
made a frame.
stopped.
Yeah, it did in 10 years, like there was a frame rendered. Yeah, that's called a soak test. A soak test for the ages.
Some of the pixels on this cactuar are changed. I think he might have moved slightly.
That's so awesome. How long would that take, I wonder?
Times 10 to the negative 12?
Yeah. That's a long time. Well, you have to do the math on that sometime.
Maybe we should check... Well, we could check comments.
Yeah, let's. If I forget, we don't have a comment jockey today. Phil is not in. He unfortunately has to work today, believe it or not. Neither here to make a title screen if it's allowed. Oh, yep, that's it. Always wanted to know how to pause. Nope. I don't know. I do not want Doctor Who Cactus Men. That they're actually alive. Yeah, that's hilarious. I like that. All right. So, what are we doing?
You wanted to know how to pause. Well, the timescale can also allow you to make the game run at like half speed or something if you set it to 0.5 as opposed to math epsilon.
Yes. Pause game. Oops, not start. Yeah, actually. Oh yeah, actually on enabled. Is it on enabled or on enabled? Sometimes say. We'll just try that.
I don't remember. We probably want it on disable also to... Well, we would have to keep track of whether or not it actually paused or not.
Oh, well, we don't have to. We could do that as a safety precaution.
Well, I mean, if... Oh,
Yeah.
I guess if it paused the game, then it wouldn't have been paused before because you wouldn't have entered something. Unless you
Yeah.
waited 20 years and moved a frame into a collider that just happened to be that small distance away.
So, collision bug. What is... I find it funny that there actually may be a smallest unit of time. I was doing I was looking at some quantum mechanics videos, and it's just like the idea of time having a quantifiable amount. It's just kind of interesting to me in the real world. So
Probably want to change that from ammo to say something else since it's not.
oh yeah,
awesome.
let's call this collision bugs score. And so we have this thing. I just want to see if this actually works first. So we're going to put pause game on activate here and hit play. And I'm going to actually just manually activate it because I'm curious if it will work with the way we've written it. So I did that, and yeah, I can't move. Oh wait, no, that's not true. That was a lie. Yeah, I didn't actually pause anything. Or oh, it did. I can't move. I can still rotate though. This is one of the problems. We evidently are not using time.delta time in our mouse look, really? Is that actually true? Let me see. So if I re-enable this, can I move now? No, I can't move now. So that's why I wanted to check, because I wanted to see if deactivating actually calls on disable, which I don't think it does. Oh, wait. That might not actually be the problem. That might be the problem. Unpause game, pause game. That's what I wanted. Let's try this one more time. So I click that. Oh, wait, it was already active. So I pause it. I can't move. I unpause it, maybe. I can move. Okay, good. So that's working, but we need to fix it for the mouse look. We could manually disable the mouse look, but I'm going to just take a quick peek to see why it doesn't have time.delta time in the calculation anyway, because it seems like something that it probably should have. And that means that is this one in C# or a JavaScript? We're using the basic first-person controller here, so mouse look.
They like to do things in JavaScript.
It is a C#, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So something interesting about the script, I've already had to change this once, and actually the way it behaves is kind of funny. This minimum x, maximum x doesn't use it at all. It actually completely ignores that. And the reason it does is because someone probably panicked when they were writing the script and realized that if they set it to negative 360 and 360, that you would just turn all the way around once and then couldn't turn anymore. So what they really should have is they should have a Boolean checkbox that says allow free horizontal rotate or something, and then
But it doesn't
or limit
throw
rotation.
a warning saying that it's never used, does it?
You know, I don't know if it does, but look at this. It's not even anywhere else in the file.
Wait, right click on it and do find references. Okay.
Yeah, I told you, man, it's crazy. See, what happened was, like, I'm sure that both of them were just like the rotation Y one, but then at some point they changed it so that the rotation X one looks like this, which is, yeah. So here you can see sensitivity is in here, but they're not multiplying in time.delta time. How silly. Let's do that. Time.delta time. This is another good reason to multiply time.delta time in, because not only does it make it so that you become frame rate independent, but it also means that you get... actually, wait, do you want frame rate independence on mouse? It doesn't matter. We're going to just hook it in and we'll see if it becomes horrible. Well, our game's not going to be dropping frames very much. It's not like we're doing all that much. So
Well, the sensitivity doesn't mean quite as much if you're not...
it does not. This is true. And we're going to have to adjust the sensitivity values because of that. So,
If your frame rate slowed down, you'd still be looking at the same rate.
yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this makes sense, is what you're saying, right? Or are you saying this doesn't make sense?
I was saying it doesn't seem like it would make sense to not have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, like, normally if you start having frame rate problems or your frame rate speeds up, then your character and everything in the scene will react accordingly because of how much time passed since the previous frame. But if your looking isn't based on the previous frame, then...
Oops. Let's not have the score panel be active right at the start. Yeah, look at that. We have 1/60th of our movement speed. So I'm just going to multiply those out. As a matter of fact, what's the defaults here? I'm just going to do it here too as well.
What's our average
I didn't
frame
know you could
rate?
do that. That's cool. Our average frame rate is going to be 60. So I'm just going to do 15 times 60. Times 1 divided by 60 the other way. Wait, 15. There we go. No, I've done this wrong.
Times 60.
Just 60 times, yeah. Wow, that was silly of me. 900, that seems like a big number.
Can you just do it in that line?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you just do 15 times?
Oh,
60
yeah.
in that line?
Yeah, we could do that.
Then you also know why it's 900.
Yeah, that's a good point. But, I mean, I don't really even know what these measure mean. I think it's probably like some pixel space measurement, right? Because No, I don't even know, because they're using mouse as an axis. Yeah, let's just multiply it in because I like smaller numbers. Let's just use that as an excuse. So we will we'll just have a public float modified sensitivity x duplicate that. Actually add some semicolons. And I guess we could just, yeah, we'll just do that in start. Oh, wait, that means that we'll be caching it. We'll just calculate it. Let's just do it as a property. Return sensitivity x times 60. OF. Just grab all of this. Sensitivity y times 60. And then finally we switch these to use the modified sensitivities. So
you did it as get so that you could change the sensitivities at runtime?
Yeah, what I did that for is because yeah, so if we wanted to tweak these values, they would be live tweakable. I generally, as a rule, I try to make sure that all values can be live tweakable if it's feasible to do so. And you can always optimize later if they're, even if it's unfeasible in certain cases. But for the most part, you want, like, one of the biggest advantages of having an engine that you can pause and tweak values is that you can pause and tweak values. And so I don't like to limit myself in that.
Maybe we should make them private.
Yes, we absolutely should.
Since we're still going to be tweaking the main values sensitivity.
Exactly. That's the appropriate action there. So I'm just going to go modified sensitivity x and just find sensitivity. Boop. This is a y, but thank you for noting that. So we got x, y, x, y. That should be right. Good. Save all. Now we hit play. Sweet. We're back to what we're doing. That's awesome. And now if we hit the end thing here, it pauses and we can't move anymore. Yay! So, save scene. Let's go ahead and check what we've got in so far and go ahead and take a look at the comments. This is the wrong thing.
I don't remember changing the sky.
Yeah. Do we have a sky?
We do. It's that thing that we don't actually render, but keeps what was rendered from previous frames.
Uncleared visual buffers. They're fun. What are we calling this? We're saying pause stuff and end of level stuff. Now, if we're working on a team, I mean, we're kind of working on a team, but like if we were working on a team where multiple people were on different computers and they were all typing things in, what we had just checked in would be a bad thing because we can't actually beat any of the levels now. So if you were working in a team and you were in Git, I would highly recommend making a branch like called development or something. I actually ended up making a development branch at some point. I don't know why. But why did I do that?
Maybe you were in a different project.
Oh, that's what.
That
is exactly what happened. I was trying to branch a different project, and I'm like, oh, I branched this one. I could just delete this. But yeah, you could branch this, and then that way you can work on your stuff. And well, it wouldn't be development branch. You'd have like your own branch or something, and then you'd work on that for a while. And then once you get it to a point where it's not going to break everyone's stuff, you can do that. Just giving you that little tip. I'm just going to leave that there just in case we need a development branch for some reason. So we've got the score screen coming up. Let's go ahead and make it so that when the score screen comes up, we can load a level. So I'm going to make a load level on button.
On any key?
Yeah, on any key. So we're going to say we don't need to do anything. This is a non-variable. The way that we've written this is... Oh, wait, no, we need the level name. Yeah. Public string level name.
Unless we're going consecutive, we could do...
That's true. We could do load next level.
+1.
Yeah. Let's just leave it at this. No, you are absolutely right. we should make it consecutive, because that will make our lives easier when we start adding levels. Because then we can just reorganize them in the list instead of having to be like, oh, we wanted to. This level's too hard. Let's put this one earlier, and then we have to go relink things.
We have to change.
We have to change like 3 levels.
Okay, this one goes from 2 to 3. This one goes from 3 to 4.
Exactly.
This one goes from 4 to 5.
So we're gonna call this load next level on any key, and now it doesn't need to have parameters. It's just going to do stuff. So void update, and if input dot any key down. Not that it really matters that much in this case. If input dot any key down, application.
I think we should do up on
load
this case.
level. What was that?
I think we should do any key up. That way, if they're looking at the screen and they hit a button and then they're like, "Oh wait," and they want to take another second to look at something.
You are absolutely right, except for there is not an any key up. We could write one though. But I 100% agree with you. You are right. It should be on up. It should not be on down.
Something I do all the time.
Yeah, no, it's like seriously. I'm thankful when games have that because or even the OS. Like sometimes I'm just on the OS. I'm just like, okay, print screen. Okay, release. That type of stuff. So, so let's see. Do we want to write an any key? Damn it. That's not gonna work. I was like, we could make an extension method, and then I'm like, no, we can't because there's no such thing as extension methods for static. We can't do a static extension method. It's so dumb. You have to do it on an object. You can't do it like input dot. We can't add anything to input dot. But if we had a input instance, which we couldn't have, if we had another class instance, we could add stuff to that. So, oh well.
Is there a key code for any? We could do input dot get key up, key code.
Get key. I don't know if there is. I don't think there is, because if there was, I'm gonna try though. Key code. Oops. Key code dot any. No. Yeah, I don't think there is. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not. Let's just do it. Fine. I'm up for making it just slightly fancier because this is something that's useful anyway. So maybe someone will need this somewhere. So if input dot any key, so we're going to use that. We're going to create a private bool last key state. Input dot any key. Yeah. Okay. So last key state equals false. Last key state equals true. If else if last key state equals true.
I see.
Fancy, isn't it? If input.anyKey last key state equals true, else if last key state equals true, last key state equals false, and we do our thing. We application dot load level application dot loaded level +1. Okay, so the only thing that's going to suck about this one is if we have an exit on the last level in the game, it's going to overflow. And it's hard. I don't think there's a way to just find out how many levels there are in the game very easily.
Well, we could have a final level that's just a total score or something, and not have.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. And so we're gonna have like a credit screen or a score screen or something that comes up at the end. And we could even have the title screen at the end. But the problem is we want the title screen to be at the beginning in case we wanted to stream the game. It doesn't really matter, but I like to do that just because you want a nice simple level if you're going to put it on a web player, and we're probably going to be putting this on a web player. So So I guess it does kind of matter. So load level +1. So if we do this now, so if we put this on our score panel, load level on any key. Oh, we changed the name. Load level on load next level on any key. Throw this onto our score panel. We look to make sure that we didn't already put it on there. Good. We hit apply, and now when we hit play, hopefully
Hit
we
some
can
keys.
get some keys. Or some what?
Hit some
Oh,
keys.
here's some keys. I'm hitting keys. Look at all these keys I'm hitting. And then we go in here. Oh. One problem with our thing. All right, so let's fix that. So the problem was you're going to hold W going into the exit. As soon as you release W, it's like, okay, everything has been qualified. So we just need one more little thing. So
Save it.
save it.
Oh wait.
I'm just going to use the
Yeah, you
original
saved it
file.
before closing. I don't know what updates it thought it would have had.
Yeah. Oh well. Looks right. It's one of our simpler scripts anyway. So what do we want? We want load next level on trigger enter. Load next level on any key rather. So we need to have one more private bool.
I don't think we need
initial.
another.
Oh, you don't?
No, we just need to start the if with any key down, and that sets last key state, and then do else if input dot any key else if last key state equals true.
So you say any key down, and then it's not else if, it would be
Yeah, else if any
else
any key.
if any key down. Or sorry, any key, yeah. So
No,
no.
else
what?
if any key would still be in there, but it wouldn't do anything.
Okay, so what do you want? Sorry.
So the if any key down is to make sure that you hit another key in addition to whatever the direction keys you had.
Oh, okay.
And then you would go to else if any key down.
Oh, I
To
see.
make sure that you're.
So we put basically this inside of this, right? And this would be any key. No, that's not right. That's not what you're saying.
No.
Here, you want type?
Just right. What's the. There.
Jeffrey is on the console, and he's doing it from a really weird angle, so that's the only reason. I think he types faster than me otherwise, so. Input any key down. Okay, so.
Like that.
So what this will mean is, so. Okay, yeah, this might work. I think you're right. So we do.
Oh wait, there's an extra else if. What's that from? Oh, you copied. And
Yeah, I
pasted
did
that
something
thing
wrong.
twice.
Yeah. So it's like this.
No, that was.
Oh, like before. Okay.
Yeah, we want to set it to true when you hit a new key, one other than the one that
Gotcha.
you were already holding.
And this needs to be any key though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Let's see if it works. Looking good. Let's try it again.
This time we should get an error.
Yes. So
It doesn't even. It doesn't enable the
oh
panel.
yeah, that's right. We don't.
We did get an error when we walked through it, missing panel.
I'm actually. Oh yeah, because that's because of what I mentioned before. It can't have a reference to it. Like we did apply on the canvas, so the panel exists in the next scene, but the link to the panel in the exit does not. So let's. I want to fix that. I want to make that so that we don't have to worry about that. And the easiest way to fix that is just to use a tag grab rather. So what are we currently calling that script? Is called activate on trigger enter. Actually, we'll just put it as part of that script. Did I make a new? Yes, I did. Let's get rid of that one. So, activate on trigger enter. We're going to add another feature here. Public string game object tag. Yeah, sorry. Game object tag to activate. And so what we're going to do is if object to activate and if game object tag to activate we'll just do the check. Who cares? Yeah, if find game object dot find game objects. Yeah, why not? Game objects with game object with. It's more useful.
I think we should do the plural.
Yeah.
Because if you have more than one.
Yeah, exactly. That's more useful. That's what I was just saying.
Otherwise, it would be confusing which one you're trying to activate.
For each game object in find game objects with tag game object tag. Why it's so many words. For all those, we're going to do obj dot set active true. Hopefully this works. I should probably say doesn't equal null to be more specific. Object to activate has not been. Okay, so I can't do that. I think.
Does not equal null.
Yeah, it does not equal null. Let's see that. It says saved, right? What is that? On object activate on trigger enter has not been assigned. Oh wait, that's from the running. Okay. Yay. That was silly of me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and not have. I'm just going to remove this one, and we're going to make it so that score panel is tagged as score panel, and then we're going to just go ahead and go score panel. Bam. That won't work though. I just realized.
We didn't put score panel in the.
Well, it won't work even if we put that in there. Do you remember why? It's really annoying. I'm going to double check. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain that I'm right on this. But I've been second guessing myself a lot.
Oh, because it's off?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always have to look up under which circumstances
exactly
children and game objects that are active or not active end up working.
Yep, it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because when you do find game objects with tag, it doesn't actually find things that are hidden. So that's not workable. So we got one more way that we can do this that's not ghetto. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's actually faster than the tag method anyway. So wait. No, because then we have to write this kind of in a stupid specific way. I may just not worry about it. What I was trying to think of is a way where we just have like a class on the object that says, yeah, that's not going to work. Some kind of instance tracking thing. So
we could like activate children of a tagged game object, and then give it and then tag the part of the UI above the panel or something.
Oh, good point. Yeah, we could do that. That seems like a big workaround, though. There's one other thing that I just thought of that would work pretty well. Let's actually solve this problem by. I'm I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Save. Actually, that wasn't hurting anyone. We might need it later. But it's just not going to work in this case. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have it go ahead and activate score panel. But we're going to just, I'm going to create a new canvas. We're just going to do this. Canvas. We're going to throw our score panel onto it. And we're going to put this on the exit. And then we can put our score panel under here, and if we hit apply, let's see if this actually works. Well, it paused, that's good, but it didn't display anything, that's bad. So I might have made some assumptions about our canvas that's messing things up. Screen space overlay, can we only have one canvas? Is that possible? Does it have to be root? If I turn on the score panel, how does it look? It looks like something. All right, let me just...
Oh, that panel was significantly bigger than the previous panel.
Weird.
I mean, that canvas was.
Oh, it is,
that's
isn't
the
it?
previous
Oh, I
canvas.
see what happened. It's because exit has scaling, doesn't it? It does. Okay. Okay, I get it. So, create empty child. Exit geometry. So we're going to take the cube, copy component, paste component value as new. We're going to take the mesh renderer, copy component, paste component
Should have
as
just
new.
created a parent at the
I guess,
base
yeah, I should have.
hierarchy and copied that over.
Remove component and remove component. And now, so now this has to not be scaled anymore. That looks like we have it like we had before, perfect. And now maybe we'll be able to see everything. So if we hit play, collision bugs found. Awesome. Ship it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this canvas, because we made it fresh, I'm going to make sure this pixel perfect, might as well. And, yeah. So...
I think do we need to apply the previous canvas prefab too?
Yes,
sure.
we absolutely do. There we go. So I'm going to save scene, save all, save project. And let's make sure that we get the error that we expect to get when we go through the second exit on the second level.
You're going to have to rush because you don't have any ammo.
You're right. Actually, I only have 10 ammo anyway, because we don't persist ammo between stages right now.
Yeah.
Come on,
And
you
they
can do
take
this.
10 hits now, so
You can do this.
you were able to push them out of the way.
It paused. That's a good sign.
So now you have to hit something. You
Yeah.
have to hit a button.
So there's but we didn't see the text. That's the reason I'm trying to figure out what happened here.
Oh.
Exit. Oh. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. We won't have this problem in the future.
Is that not a prefab?
It is a prefab.
This is
Oh,
a
wait,
long level.
did I not apply it? I didn't apply it. That was the problem. Let's try it one more time. The point was I didn't want to change it in the other level. I wanted to do it in this level and hope that it just worked. I should probably give myself more ammo. No. Made it. Just barely. Yay. And couldn't load. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So let's check in what we've got so far. And maybe go back to the chat room for a moment. The level dance. Alright. There is an attribute called hide and expect where you can use to hide the values in the editors. Is this in context of something? Oh, I'm glad someone noticed the joke. I stole it from I actually stole it from Jeffrey yesterday. We used it on a tweet, but this is the first time that someone's noticed it. Hide an inspector. Yes, you can hide values in the editor. Was there something? Yeah, you can do that. Decent name for extra input utility or input extensions. Yeah, input extensions is what I would call the file for a if we were going to actually have extension methods for it. But yeah, input utility I guess would work. We could have done that, but we didn't. I would just like it if C# would have static extension methods. Actually, while I'm asking for it, I want everything that makes logical sense to have an extension method have an extension method. So I want static extension methods. If anyone in C# land is listening to me, I want static properties. Extension properties, static extension properties, and anything else that you think might be useful to have as extension property. Anything, just anything that can go under a class should probably have an extension property. So.
I'm not sure what he's agreeing to because it's a 5-minute delay. Or a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 5 minutes.
Alright, so, what are we doing? So, we've got that. Let's actually make our score work now. So, we've got, let's make a display score. Well, actually, we need a score system. So, right now, we have the collision bugs. They report their status when on destroy. We actually want this reporting to happen when this object is activated along with the rest of our logic here. So what we want to do is we want to evaluate all of these bugs. And you know what? I'm going to get fancy. We're going to do some object-oriented inheritance stuff. I'm going to create a bug class. It's going to have an evaluate function, evaluate score function, and we're just going to additionally track all of the bugs that we have, and we're going to just call evaluate on. Oh wait, collision bugs. Yeah. All the bugs that we have we call evaluate, but the evaluate has to have different score. Sorry, sounding not like it's going to help us that much. Let's not worry about that just yet. So let's just create a value u8, and let's have a fancy way of actually getting all of our bugs. Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to just have a public static systems.collections.generic. Let's get fancy. .generic. Public static list of collision bugs. And we're going to call this list collision bug collision bugs equals new list collision bug. So now what we're going to do is in start we're going to collision bugs dot add this, and we're going to have in, and actually this is probably more appropriate in on enable. So void on enable collision bugs, add this, and then on disable we will do void on disable. On disable does get called on before on destroy, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put a debug log in just in case. Debug.log disabling. I want to check that. Collision bugs dot remove this. And so now we can actually just get at this very easily from other scripts. So what that also means is now we can create a function called evaluate.
I think you did, didn't you?
Did I already do that? I did.
You were changing display
You're right.
into
Perfect.
evaluate.
So if marked and bugged, so evaluate is going to return a value which represents the score into evaluate. And
public static into evaluate.
yes, public. Oh wait, that's even fancier. I like that better. So collision bugs evaluate score, and what we're going to do is wait, public second evaluate score.
Now you can just run through the static list.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's awesome. So so now we don't even have to make it public. Private static list. Not that it really matters that much, but so what we'll do is for each collision bug bug in collision bugs, we add bug dot to everything that we see here. Whoops. Bug dot, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy that so I can just paste it through. It also means that we need to make these protect. Wait, will that work? Will protected work in this case?
I don't think
No,
we need
it
to
will
make
not.
protected.
We're going to make it public.
I don't think we need to make it.
Public?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. But in this case, this is a perfect example of hide inspector. Hide in an inspector. So, boop and boop. All right. So, save all. And what are we going to do? So we're going to have a int score equals 0, and then in this case is score plus 1.
I think you should leave the debug log.
Okay.
If you don't want to debug log, then just comment it out.
Yeah, I guess that's
But
true.
I think it's nice to have it there.
For
now, since we haven't finished testing this.
This is true.
Part yet.
This is very true. So score plus plus. And then this one is actually, so this won't work though for our display stuff, because when we evaluate the score, we want we need to be able to track the subtracted points separately. So so we're going to need to do evaluate score and evaluate penalty separately. Int evaluate penalty. So I'm going to copy all of this, even though we're not going to need all of it, because this else if means that I have to be a little bit fancy.
You need more than that. You only copied the if. But you need the
Need more than what? Huh?
for each.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Actually, I need the score too. Really, int penalty equals 0. All right, so so this one is score plus plus, and this one is. Oh yeah, we actually don't need this case. If you miss a bug, it'll.
So really, all we need is the score plus plus, because you're starting at 0, and this is going to be how many you got out of the total.
Yeah, but we need the total too. So we really should be returning a struct. Let's do it. Struct. Let's get fancy. That's not how you declare struct. Struct. Let's call it a private struct. Score info. Actually, we need this to be public. And actually, this should probably be defined not here. I'm going to go ahead and yeah, we'll just define it elsewhere. We're just going to create a You can define structs at a global level, right? Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yes.
Although I usually just define classes when I need stuff like that.
That's even better. Let's just call it a class. That's I like that. What are we doing? We're going to call it score info.
We could put penalty in it as well.
Exactly.
And then we can just return the whole thing.
Exactly. So, public. So, the score info is going to contain public, public float. Public int. Score. Public int max score, and public int penalty. That's all this will be.
Not a mono behavior.
And it doesn't have to be a mono behavior. Save. So now we can go into...
I'm not sure if we need Unity Engine or System Collections either.
I guess technically we don't, but it's not going to really change anything. So I'm just... yeah, why not? Sure. It looks so empty. So, what are we doing? Actually, we could probably get rid of that on the other one of the other ones that we made that's like that. The one that the pause manager. But why not? Just for the fun of it.
Some of it
it does. Yeah, you're right.
It needs the Unity Engine. It might.
We don't need collections and all. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, that shouldn't. It shouldn't. That's just part of. That's built into
Unity.
It's built into C#. Float that epsilon. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a property of the
Is it
float.
Different from math epsilon, or does math epsilon?
Math epsilon. I
epsilon?
guarantee you, math epsilon grabs float epsilon and just
that's
wraps
what you were
it.
saying by them macroing.
Exactly.
I thought maybe you were saying that that it was the reverse, that Unity macroed math epsilon into float epsilon.
No. Sorry. I described that wrong then.
No, you just mentioned that it was macroed, and I wasn't sure which direction.
So, what are we doing? Sorry, score info.
The collision bugs.
Collision bug. Yeah, that's right.
So
now we can get rid of the penalty one. We can make this thing return a score info. So we're going to do score info return value equals. Actually, let's just do what you usually score info equals new score info. And then, so here we do, so now we have to do int.
Maybe we should make a new score info that sets everything to 0. I mean, a score info.
What?
Maybe we should add score info, the constructor, to the class.
Oh, so that we can
everything to 0.
Can't we do that just as like this, or does this not work?
Yeah, probably.
We could do a constructor and destructor. That would probably be good practice for people. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. So we're just gonna do score info dot score plus plus, and actually I did that thing again. I'm just gonna copy this and undo, so we have the debug log back. Because you're right, that is bad practice of me to not to just get rid of debug logs willy nilly. So score plus plus. This is marking something that's not a bug. So score info dot penalty plus plus, and then this one is. Oh wait, so.
That's nothing.
Yeah, this is nothing. We don't actually care about this. But what we do need to do is we need to know how many collision bugs total there are, which is simple. Score info dot max score equals collision bugs dot length dot count. Thank you. Count's property, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So save.
Return score info.
Oh yeah, that's important. Returns
lowercase score info.
Score info. Save. All right. So now what we're going to do is, this has the evaluate score. We're going to go to our, I'm going to make
We don't even have a script, do we?
a script that does this yet.
A script that makes use of it to display it in
No,
the text.
not yet, not yet. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, we can do this on a display, yeah. We'll just call it display C# script. Display bug, collision bug score. And what this is going to do is it's going to look.
Close this if you want.
Yeah.
Has that been up the whole time?
I would have not even noticed it.
I always notice when my code screen is a lot smaller than normal.
For some reason, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm already running it at a lower resolution than I would when I'm working normally, so I just always feel cramped.
I was wondering, do we ever attach to process on this show and actually use the debugger?
We've done it once or twice. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use the debugger very much. That's part of the reason that I don't talk about it very much. Also, the debugger, every time I do use it, it seems to fight me a lot. I just would prefer to just hit pause in the game editor and just play with values. But we should probably cover it more, because some people might be able to get some use out of it. Display collision bug score. What do we have? Display health. That's a good example. I'm just going to grab these things. We're going to put these things in here.
The stack trace can be very helpful at times, which is why I was wondering. Because especially if you have a lot of objects that are hitting a lot of different colliders and going through.
The stack trace in the event of what though? Like
the debug log.
Yeah.
If you're getting an error, or not debug log, the debugger.
Yeah.
Will stop you at the error, and it'll show you the stack trace that will allow you to know exactly what objects.
Don't you usually get a stack trace when, isn't this a stack trace? Basic gunfire update?
Yeah, but in the debugger, you can go back through the different scripts and see all of the variables at the time.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. All right,
and you can modify them in the debugger. So
we've got a static thing that we can use here. So we're going to just do collision bug. Sorry, uppercase. Collision bug dot evaluate score. And actually, we can't just do. Yeah, we can actually.
We probably want to set it into our own, because we're going to use all of the variables from it.
Are we? We're going to use 2 of the variables from it.
Aren't we going to use all 3? The
third one would be on a separate script than this one, because we're doing this is just
penalty?
the penalty is a separate one. So evaluate score. So we do score info equals collision bug dot evaluate score. Text equals initial text plus score info dot score plus that plus score info dot max score. Save. All right. And I did something wrong. Typer namespace. Oh yeah, we didn't do using Unity Engine .ui and a semicolon. Save. All right. So if we put this now on our collision bug score, we put display collision bug score on here, and we go to inspector. I guess we could do all this at once, couldn't we? We could do it at like the score panel level, and then just have the children display things. And we could have like some text. I'm going to leave it like this right now. I'm not going to overthink it. Apply, and hit play. And so now we're going to just try a case where we don't. Is there anything in this level actually?
Mark something.
Oh, good call. But that won't actually help us because
unless you mark something correctly.
This is true.
Mark something. Wait, how many do we?
We didn't have any, so. 0 of 12. Okay, that's actually wrong. We have a little bug. So collision bug, it should be in the case it shouldn't be collision bugs.count. It should be part of the for each loop.
So we
need to check.
The missing.
Yeah. So
it's actually going to be in.
Yeah. I can't actually undo to it, but that's okay. So we'll just do this. Bam. If else if actually it's else, right? So yeah, else.
No, else if.
Else if? What's the if? Bug marked and bug marked and
not bugged. I mean bugged and not marked.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because we tried an else before when we had an error.
Yes, you're right. So so in here we're going to do score info dot penalty. Wait, no.
Scoring max score.
Dot max score plus plus.
And we want it up there too, in both bugged. In there.
Oh, just if bugged. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
In any case, if the bug is bugged,
that works too.
Is there a way we could cascade this at the top? If bug marked and yeah, we'll just put it at the end. Who cares? And this is the wrong debug text for this. This is
I'm not sure if we
didn't
debug text.
Yeah, let's just get rid of it. Save. Play. Alright, so I don't think we got any bugs on this level either. Yeah, we didn't, so that's good. Come on. There we go. I can jump.
Jumping helped, because it angled him slightly.
Collision bug found 0 of 3. That's a good sign. So let me, let's see if we actually get one. Okay, I'm not colliding right. So, how many do we have? Let's just see. So we've got 1. So I'm going to mark 1 wrong. Well, actually, we're not going to see anything if we mark it wrong, but
we shouldn't, at least. You can't kill him. You used one of your ammo.
I know. I realize that. It's horrible.
Use your combat knife.
I don't have one. I just have a frowny face for a reticle. There we go. Found it. Alright, so we're just going to bug that and go to the exit. Collision bugs found 1 of 1. Looking good. So let's save scene, save all, save project. Let's go ahead and check this stuff in. Got another 15 minutes before our break. So we're going to figure out what we're going to do for that time. This is going to be basic collision score logic. Commit. All right. Yeah, actually, no, I thought that was funny. Actually, I should have laughed out loud, but I actually was laughing inside when I called it. Questions really only used. Welcome the 7th viewer. Nine people now. That's awesome. All right. So what are we doing next? So let's go ahead and make something that displays the penalty.
Were we doing that on the next show, or?
Well, we've got 15 minutes still.
Oh, right. It's 8:30 is the next show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that
we were already over time.
I was thinking that 8 was the next show.
Yeah, got it. Nope, it's set for. I think I set it for 8:30. Let me just.
Well, we started at 6:30.
Yeah, we started at 6:30. I just want to make sure that I did set the next one for 8:30. Yep, 44 minutes. That's right. Perfect. Good. Everything's happy. So let's go ahead and display the other thing too. So we're going to create. I'm just going to duplicate this. We're going to call this wrong. Not a bug penalty. And remove component. We're going to say scripts, create C# script. This one's going to be display penalty, score penalty. I already can think of some corners that we've written ourselves into a little bit on this one, but it's not going to be anything we can't write ourselves out of. So, display score penalty, this is going to, I just really should have just duplicated the file from somewhere else. Display collision. What is it doing? That looks right. Okay, good. I'm just going to copy this whole thing, throw it into here. It's going to be very similar. And for right now, we only have collision bugs to evaluate. So we're just going to use this. We're going to either have to add each bug type, or we're going to have to get fancy with a class later, class hierarchy later. So this one's just going to have initial text plus score info dot penalty dot toString.
I think we want to do...
Actually, did we even need to use toString?
No, I don't think so.
Wow, we didn't. That's cool. That's exciting, actually. Let's just not use it then.
You don't have to use toString on a lot of stuff. I think it automatically...
knows when you're trying to do math on a...
Like
that's cool.
You can do debug log on vectors and stuff, and it'll just print out everything.
Yeah.
Do we want to display it as a negative penalty score, or just leave it as the positive?
Yeah, let's display it as a negative, plus negative. Actually, we can do that in the initial text. So by just being, so we're going to put display score penalty here.
Oh yeah, as a
we have to do using Unity in engine.ui. Save. And what are we doing? We're going...
We need new text. Oh, you duplicated the text, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're ready.
So we're going to change the text to say something.
Yep. So we put this on... Did we already put this on this thing? Probably not. Oh, I did. Cool. So display score penalty, and this is going to be... what do we want to call this?
Not a bug penalty.
Not
That's what we call it down there.
Yeah, I know.
Just type it in. We can change it later pretty easily.
Penalty negative. There we go. So if we hit play, well, actually, we want to probably organize this somewhere. I didn't even look at how this is rendering. So not right on top of it. So let's just move it down. Let's actually move it close to the bottom of the screen. I'm going to anchor this one to the bottom. Wait, why is... Oh, well, I'm in the panel. That's the problem. I want this to be anchored to...
We can anchor it to the other text also.
Yeah, we could. I'm just going to be... This is going to be below all the other various things that we're doing, so...
Right.
Even 50 and hit play. Oops. Want to not have this enabled at the start. Save scene. Save project. Play.
Did you apply that exit so it'll be in the other scene?
No, I didn't. Let's do that. Apply. Why does it keep doing that? That's weird. Alright. Had it like snap somehow. A bug penalty -0. Alright. Collision bugs found 0 of 1. So we'll have a total score at some point. We're also going to have the text not be white, or we're going to have the ground have a texture. That's probably the better thing to do.
Or put a panel.
Yeah.
Put an image in the panel.
Yeah. We could actually have a backdrop on the panel. That's probably even better. So what are we doing?
Continue to the next level.
Yeah. So let's mark some bugs wrong. Actually, let's mark a couple right. Let's
We didn't get anything in the end. Or wait.
Yeah, we did. I'm not collided,
Yeah.
right? Although I'm not sure if that's from the previous level. Oh, good. It said disabling. That's good. That means that it does actually do this. So, good to know.
And so that's in the new level that there's something not colliding, right?
Yes.
Oh no, you're never going to get to the exit now unless you can walk outside and then walk inside the other side, which you can't do because there's only one thing not correct.
I can do this. I can do it. I'm amazing. Hopefully one of these walls is broken. They're not.
Oh, now you're...
We're gone. It's over.
Oh, that guy moved
Oh,
out of your way.
yeah, I
Just
ninja'd
keep
him.
jumping
Yeah,
because they angle themselves upward to look at you.
Yes,
and you can land
excellent.
on top of them.
Should probably fix that. I should probably fix that. Even though it's kind of been vital. There's a bug. And then let's mark this as bugged and... Oh no, now they're blocking my... Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And then mark one more thing.
So
I see 2, -2, 1, 1. Okay, well, I'd say that's looking pretty good. I mean, it's not looking good, but it's working. Let's call this...
It's calculating good.
Display. It's calculating good, yeah.
Looking poor.
Yes. So, what do we do now? -1 point for Gryffindor. So, what do we want to do next? Yeah, why not? Let's make a background. Let's grab an awesome looking background by someone who can art. So
we could also, while we're there, we could look for ammo and health.
Actually, window. Yeah, actually we could. I wanted to check something because I swear that Kenny actually put some of his stuff on the asset store. Actually, it might have been anyone put it on the asset store because technically it's allowed for that. But I just want to see if that's actually the case and see what's in here. Kenny is what I'm going to search for, and maybe we'll find something. Nope. Okay. So I know he does have something on here though. So Kenny, is it 2 ends? Maybe it's 1 end. Maybe this. Nope, it's 2 ends. All right. So he has a bunch of cool stuff. But one of the ones that I found recently that he has in here isn't showing up in this search.
So click on one of the ones that's his and then click on his name.
Good call. So I'm going to click on Kenny. Oh, there's an E. Let's try that. Yep. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. So there's tile-based room creator, landscape. It doesn't have what I thought it did, though. So, all right, cool. So here we go. Yeah, 5 pages of awesome free stuff. It's just absolutely amazing. Here it is, the UI pack. This is awesome. I just love that he has this. Just a whole bunch of UI elements.
Is all of his stuff CC0?
All of his stuff is CC0 on here. It's pretty incredible.
Look at all those medals.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a god. He's amazing. He's just great. And he's doing all this for free, and so he's a real awesome dude. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the UI pack. And what else were you looking for? Like health icons and stuff? I think I'm going to check out his... I kind of want... So, the health and ammo, I kind of want to make it 3D and not an icon. But we could make it an icon.
3D, but still low poly, like the hearts from Ocarina of Time.
Yes, kind of like that, actually. Yeah, I was thinking of just like doing the cross thing for the health, doing the green cross because it fits our scheme and it doesn't break anyone's copyright on Red Cross. That's kind of an
Red
inside.
Cross have a copyright on Red Cross?
Oh, you didn't know about this story. This is a good story. So it actually there was a brief period in the games industry where the Red Cross was actually taking action against games that was using Red Cross for health in video games. And the thing is, we were working on the Siphon Filter game, Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, and we had at the very end of the game, at the very end of development, we decided that we needed to change all of our health stuff to actually not show a Red Cross because of this, because we were worried about being litigated against. And so in that game, all of the health icons are actually these H's, and the reason being is they were able to fix it by just changing the UV coordinates by 50%, and so the health icon became an H. And so you'll see these H's on all of the health items. There's one additional place where we had a final bug at the very end where there was a health icon on a character's helmet that we had forgotten about. So that we removed and replaced it, or we changed it to green, I think, in that case. But yeah.
So does that mean we want to avoid blue crosses also?
Well, that would actually, you should probably avoid more, because the thing is, what happened after the fact, this was after we went through and we were like, oh, we got to do one more build and fix all this. We actually ended up in a situation where, we didn't end up in the situation. The Red Cross got sued by Johnson & Johnson over this. And it was because Johnson & Johnson has been around a long time, and they actually licensed the Red Cross logo to the Red Cross in like the 1900s or in like the 1800s or something. and they said that they gave the Red Cross the rights to use it if they were not using it for any commercial gain, like it had to be non-profit use. And they considered actively suing game companies over this for-profit use, and so I think they settled. I don't think there was a precedent case or something, but it was really fascinating, and it made all of the people at Sony very happy, because just in retribution. So what are we doing? We're gonna attack platformer.
So we want
we just
health ammo and a background panel.
He has with background panel we just got. He actually has a really good icon pack, I think, in here. And I think I'm just going to grab that while we're in here, just in case, so we have at least icons in the meantime.
Does he have any gun icons or something that we could put at the bottom?
His are more like maybe. Let's find out. So he has modular characters now too. Look at all this crazy stuff he's got. Oh wait, there's another UI pack. Wait, does the UI pack contain? He has a space UI pack. Those are cool, actually. I like the transparent ones.
Maybe.
Do you want to quit, maybe? I didn't even notice that. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna grab that too. Why not? And then, we're just gonna pilfer all of his work here. RPG platformer.
That reminds me of all of the old like what is it that Doom used to say when you wanted to quit?
Oh yeah, exactly. Do you want to? Do you really find DOS more entertaining or something like that? And they had like 20 different quit things. It was great. I swear I had an icon pack. Kenny icon. No. Oh well, let's just get the panel going at least first, and then we can call that an episode. I got kind of sidetracked just looking at stuff. So let's grab. I'm just gonna grab the UI pack space first. I'm gonna throw this into stupid Windows. I mean, stupid Mac. But stupid Mac Windows. UI pack space. I'm going to put this into our textures. And, and it's CC0. And it already has the license. I don't have to write a license for him. Thank you, Kenny. You're awesome. Would be nice if it's not mandatory. Well, thank you, Kenny. We say thank you, Kenny, a lot. So hopefully, and go to kenny.nl and see what he's working on. I'm sure it's some cool game stuff.
I always think it's kind of funny looking at licenses in MonoDevelop where it highlights all the keywords.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So this, that's nice. He has a sprite sheet that's already there, but we're just going to use the individual things.
The code keywords, not the license keywords.
Oh, yeah, some reticles in here too. That's nice. That's real nice. Where's the transparent glass panel? There we go. So, he's got the... Oh, there are separate things. Why is... Oh, wait.
Wait, this is in one sheet?
There we go. There we go.
Or...
This he does have one that's in a sheet, yes, but the sheet we'd have to manually. We could do it.
Oh no, we don't need to use the sheet. I just thought that
Yeah.
the other ones were in a sheet, and so
Yeah,
the corners and
yeah.
everything were all together.
Yeah, good point. But
What
it
they
looks
didn't-
like he includes both a cornered one and a non-cornered one. How big is this? I'm just curious. I don't really understand. This is a uniform color in the middle here, isn't it? Or is there a gradient there? No, it's uniform. So it really doesn't need to be that big, but it doesn't matter. We're not worried about optimization right now. So we're going to, I'm going to grab this glass panel and we're going to do something with it. So we're going to go, this is a sprite. We are doing it as a single sprite. We're going to the sprite editor and we're doing borders so this time we're defining the borders so that, there we go, so that this stretches correctly. So, and the bottom border. So if we do this and hit apply.
Does that line go on half pixels?
No, it
Looked
doesn't.
Like as you were dragging it, it went halfway between.
There's 2 pixels there, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
It's just displaying it.
These
transparency
dots.
background
Yeah, the transparency
not-
is a different scale. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. They do that intentionally because then it. I think they do that intentionally at least. They shouldn't make it. They should make it an odd scale. Like it should be completely jittered a little bit. But yeah. So we've got this. We're going to now put it. And we don't want bilinear filtering. We want this just to be point filtered because we're going to pixel perfect this thing. And we're going to now go into our canvas. Our exit canvas score panel. I'm going to go ahead and make it active, and we're going to now put this glass panel as the image. We're going to go like this, and image type is sliced perfect. We're going to fill the center perfect. We may actually want the bilinear filter after all. How do these corners read out?
Can you see it in the game view if you switch over to the game view right now?
Yes, I can. Oh yeah, it looks right. Right now. Yeah. Well, let's make it smaller than the full frame anyway. So we're gonna go back to the scene. We're going to make it so that the score panel is actually not the full size. We're gonna make it like 100, 100. And 100. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We'll move it to the center here. Actually, let's make the top and bottom just 10 and 10. And yeah, I do not like how that has stretched. It looks weird for some reason. I'm going to turn on bilinear filtering. It'll probably just look great. Yeah, that's good enough. So, save. Is it because I'm using the wrong pixels per unit or something? Or do we have a scaling involved here? We shouldn't have a scaling involved. Oh. Oops. Oh, we went to the next level, that's right. Let's make this not enabled. File save. Well, not file save. I don't know why I said file save. Because I should have done a file save. Well, it's already looking a lot better. I don't like how those corners turned out at all.
Does it come out farther at the corners than it does along the edges?
Oh, it does. It does. That's the problem. So we need actually to bring this in. Okay, so yeah, let's just fix that, and then let's call it. Actually, we'll fix that on starting the next episode. So We're not going to do a long outro because we're going to be doing another episode in just a few minutes. But we'll just do a small one. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the next episode. Donate to Cooking with Unity, patreon.com/Cooking with Unity. We really appreciate your support. And VOGJam, yay! So we'll see you in a few. All right, cool. I'm just going to
submit the
changes, and then we'll stop broadcasting.
Comments.
Yeah, check the comments, stop broadcasting, and then we'll start broadcasting again shortly. Kenny.
Oh my god, they imported Kenny.
You people. All right. You almost got me. All right, so we'll see you in a few. Good luck on your Vita release. That'll be awesome. Yep, see you in a few. Yeah, I worked on Siphon Filter Omega, Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, Siphon Filter Omega Strain, and Siphon Filter Logan Shadow, and I worked on Resistance Retribution and Uncharted Golden Abyss, all at Sony Bend. So those are all fun ones. Tower Defense Pack looks awesome. That's awesome. If you Google Kenny, you find Open Game Art Kenny before South Park. That's awesome.
But how is Kenny from South Park spelled?
Yeah, good point. Kenny South Park.
Those were the exact.
That's the reason.
That was the exact situation I went through. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." Wait, how is Kenny?
Yeah. Anyway, we're stopping this broadcast. So you guys have a good one. We're going to try to stop this broadcast.